made who? Who made you? This is one of the quotes from the song from AC/DC called Who Made Who? And today we'll be talking about, of course, AC/DC. They have existed from the 70s, as early as 1973, and they're still going on today, although the members, there aren't really the same members because people get old and health problems happen. So, as we go on. So, as I said, it started in 1973, and it by Angus Young, who is currently now their guitarist, and his brother, Malcolm. And their original lead singer was a man named Bon Scott, and they produced 4 albums in Australia until in America, Highway to Hell was the first album that was really kind of noticed here and put them on the map in a more worldwide state. So, but sadly, in 1979, or not, actually, not sadly, 1979, Highway to Hell released, and it was like great, everybody was happy. And then in 1980, Bon Scott died by something that was really quite weird. I'll just say he drank too much. So,
oh, I know.
yeah. And he was replaced with Brian Johnson, who is a little bit more known because he produced more of the albums. And oddly enough, even though this group was wildly successful, they never had a top 20 single in the United States, even though they had so many great songs. So, and along with Brian Johnson, the lead singer, they had, like, other members of the band was Malcolm Young, played guitar, Phil Rudd played percussion, and bassist Mark Evans, he played bass guitar, and of course, Angus Young. So that group went on to produce hits like Thunderstruck, Back in Black, and Who Made Who, and one of my favorites, probably, like the Salute to the Rockers. For those about to rock, we salute you. Probably one of my favorites for that. And Philip, the percussionist, who left from 1983 to 1994, not entirely sure why, but he was a bit of a mystery man. Alright, going on. So, this group will be long remembered. In 2003, they were admitted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is quite possibly the highest honor for a rock and roll group. And they had, many of their records went platinum, and platinum means you sold 1 million copies. And their highest selling record was Back in Black, and they went platinum 22 times, and this is kind of like the award you get. You just get your record kind of dripped in platinum. So they had many successes, and with what they've done, how could they be forgotten with the legacy they've set? So in conclusion, from their humble beginnings in Australia to their now worldwide success, they have become one of the most known rock and roll groups of all. I will now take any questions.
Who was the new lead singer? What was his name again?
Brian Johnson.
Yeah. What was he before he became their singer?
Oh, I'm not entirely sure. That's a
Truck driver.
really.
Actually, he was one of their truck drivers. He drove one of their equipment trucks.
Hmm. Well, and since they've kind of like deformed due to over time, now since they still want to keep them alive, Axl Rose is now their lead singer, interim, and was the lead singer for Guns N' Roses, and many people disagree with the fact that that's the thing. Mark.
Oh crap, I forgot.
What was your question?
Wait, so the one that Brian, that's the guy that's singing, he's in a music video of Back in Black, is that the one that's wearing a little hat all the time?
No, the one, that was Angus Young's trademark. Every single video, live show, anything, he wore the typical schoolboy outfit with the shorts and the plaid and the hat and all that. So that was his trademark. He would do that at every show.
No, the one that always wear the little, I don't know, it always wear a jersey.
No, that's Brian Johnson,
That's the one I was talking
the
about.
singer.
And then the one that always like
It's a
keeps
page
his
for
foot
you.
up and always just uses like one hand to play the guitar. That's the
That's
one.
Angus.
Yeah.
That's probably, I guess.
Any other questions? Okay,